Welcome to Billypedia, my dear listener. Before we begin, I want you to wear your earphones and put your phone down beside you. Lay down or sit comfortably and gently close your eyes as you immerse yourself into my soothing voice. Take a slow, deep breath in, hold it for just a moment, and now exhale. Let the weight of the day slip away as my voice guides you. Tonight, you are about to embark on a journey unlike any other, one that is just for you, a private, magical experience where you will walk hand in hand with Jungkook. This is not just a story, it is your dream unfolding, leading you into deep, peaceful sleep. It begins in a quiet place, far from the noise of the world. You find yourself standing at the entrance of a forest, but this is no ordinary forest. The air is cool and crisp, carrying the scent of blooming night flowers. The trees are tall, their leaves shimmering under the soft glow of the moon. Everything here feels untouched by time, like a secret world that only you have been invited to enter. And then you feel it. The warmth of a hand gently slipping into yours. Fingers intertwining as if they were always meant to fit. You turn your head and there he is, Jungkook. His deep brown eyes meet yours, filled with a quiet understanding. He doesn't say anything right away. He doesn't need to. The soft curve of his lips, the steady grip of his hand, the way he looks at you as if you are the only person in the world, it's enough. Then, in a quiet, soothing voice, he asks, "Are you ready?" You nod. There's no hesitation. Together, you step forward into the unknown. The moment your foot touches the ground, a gentle glow ripples through the earth, as if the forest itself is waking up to welcome you. The deeper you go, the more the world around you changes. Tiny floating lights drift through the air like fireflies, their soft golden glow pulsing in time with your heartbeat. Somewhere in the distance, you hear the sound of flowing water, a stream singing its own lullaby beneath the moonlight. Jungkook walks beside you, his hand still in yours, his presence a quiet comfort. He pauses for a moment, tilting his head slightly. "Do you hear that?" he asks. You listen, and then you hear it too, a melody, faint and distant, carried by the wind. It's beautiful, haunting, a song you've never heard before, yet it tugs at something deep within you, awakening a feeling you can't quite explain. Jungkook's fingers tighten around yours just slightly. "Let's follow it," he says softly. And so you do. The journey has only just begun. The deeper you walk into the forest, the more the world around you changes. The air carries a soft, cool mist that clings to your skin, yet it feels light, almost like a veil of magic wrapping around you. Each step you take with Jungkook beside you feels effortless, as if the forest itself is guiding you forward. The mysterious song still lingers in the air, distant, mesmerizing. It seems to be calling to you, its melody weaving through the trees, slipping between the leaves like a whisper, meant only for those who truly listen. Jungkook walks in silence for a moment, then glances at you. It feels like the forest is alive, doesn't it? He murmurs, his voice barely above a whisper. You nod. There's something surreal about this place. It's not just the way the trees shimmer or the way the stars above seem closer than they should be. It's the feeling as if every part of this forest is watching over you, cradling you in its peaceful embrace. A gentle glow appears ahead, nestled between two ancient trees. The light flickers, shifting in color soft blues, pale purples, gentle golds. It moves not like fire, but like a living thing. Jungkook slows his steps, eyes locked onto the glow. "Do you see that?" he asks, his voice laced with quiet wonder. As you step closer, the glow reveals itself. A small, floating orb, no bigger than the palm of your hand, hovers just above the ground. It pulses gently, as if breathing. Then, without warning, it flutters toward you, circling around your wrist like a curious firefly. A warmth spreads through your skin, not hot, but soothing like a lullaby in the form of light. Jungkook watches, fascinated. "It's like it knows you," he whispers. More of the glowing orbs begin to appear, first one, then another, until the entire forest seems to sparkle with floating lights, dancing around you like tiny stars that have fallen from the sky. Jungkook lifts a hand, and one of the orbs hesitates before softly resting against his palm. His eyes widen slightly at the sensation. "It's warm," he says softly, almost to himself. Then he looks at you. "I think they're trying to lead us somewhere." The orbs begin to move, drifting forward, their glow illuminating a narrow path between the trees. Jungkook glances at you, a small smile playing on his lips. "Should we follow?" he asks. You don't need to answer. You already know the answer. With your fingers still intertwined, you step forward together, following the floating lights deeper into the heart of the magical forest. The glowing orbs float ahead of you, drifting deeper into the enchanted forest. Their soft, pulsing light casting gentle shadows along the path. Jungkook walks beside you, his fingers still intertwined with yours, his warmth grounding you in this dreamlike reality. The air here feels different, lighter, almost weightless. Each breath you take fills your lungs with something indescribable, as if you're breathing in the very essence of magic itself. Jungkook tilts his head, listening. "The song, it's getting louder," he murmurs, his voice barely above a whisper. You listen too, and he's right. The distant melody that had been nothing more than a whisper in the wind is now clearer, though still soft and hauntingly beautiful. It surrounds you, cradles you, tugs at something deep within your soul. The floating lights guide you towards something unusual, a break in the trees, where the path suddenly dips downward into what looks like a hidden tunnel, carved naturally into the earth. The entrance glows faintly, as if inviting you in. Jungkook stops for a moment, his gaze fixed on the mysterious passageway. "This feels special," he says softly, his fingers tightening around yours just a little, like it's been waiting for us. There's no fear, no hesitation, only a sense of quiet excitement, of stepping into something unknown yet strangely familiar. You and Jungkook take a step forward together, crossing the threshold. The moment you enter, a gentle breeze sweeps past you, carrying the soft scent of night-blooming flowers. The walls of the tunnel glow faintly, streaked with veins of iridescent silver and violet, like moonlight frozen in stone. Tiny lights flicker along the ceiling, mimicking the stars above. Jungkook runs his fingers along the wall, watching as the glow brightens at his touch. "It's beautiful," he breathes. Then he turns to you, eyes gleaming with curiosity. "What do you think is at the end of this path?" You don't know, but something deep inside you whispers that whatever it is, it's something meant for you. The melody in the air grows clearer, wrapping around you like a lullaby. The deeper you walk, the more time seems to slow. The world outside fades away. All that exists now is you, Jungkook, and the path leading towards something unknown, something magical. You take another step forward, and then a faint, golden glow appears in the distance. Jungkook exhales softly, his voice barely above a whisper. "We're almost there." And so, you keep walking together. The golden glow ahead flickers softly, as if it senses your presence. Jungkook walks beside you in silence, his grip on your hand steady, reassuring. The melody that has been calling you both is now clear, wrapping around you like a gentle lullaby. It hums in the air, vibrating softly through the stone walls of the tunnel. With each step, the glow brightens. The air is warm here, like a sunbeam captured underground, wrapping you in its golden embrace. The tunnel begins to widen, revealing a breathtaking sight. A hidden sanctuary. The cavern before you is vast yet peaceful, its walls lined with cascading waterfalls of golden light. The air shimmers, as if tiny flecks of stardust float around you. In the very center of the chamber, nestled in a pool of glowing water, rests something extraordinary, an ancient tree, its branches reaching toward the sky, its leaves sparkling like liquid gold. Jungkook exhales softly, completely mesmerized. "It's beautiful," he whispers, stepping closer. You follow, feeling an unexplainable pull toward the tree. Its energy radiates through the room, warm and gentle, filling every corner with a peaceful hum. The melody in the air seems to come from the tree itself, its song flowing like the wind through its golden branches. Jungkook turns to you, his eyes reflecting the glow. "Do you feel that?" he asks. You do. It's as if the tree is speaking not with words, but with a feeling, a deep sense of calm, of belonging, of something ancient yet familiar. Then, slowly, one of the golden leaves begins to drift downward, spiraling gently through the air. Without thinking, you reach out your hand, and it lands softly in your palm. A warmth spreads through your skin, seeping deep into your chest, filling you with an overwhelming sense of tranquility. For a brief moment, everything else disappears. Jungkook watches you carefully, his gaze gentle. "I think this place was meant for you," he says softly. You glance back at the tree, at the shimmering golden pool surrounding it, at the light-filled cavern that feels like a hidden dream. A question lingers in your mind. What is this place? And why does it feel like it was waiting for you? Jungkook steps beside you again, his voice quiet but certain. "Maybe this is part of the journey," he says. You close your fingers around the golden leaf, its warmth still pulsing against your skin. Whatever this place is, whatever it means, you know this is only the beginning. Jungkook meets your gaze, his lips curving into the smallest, most knowing smile. "Shall we see what happens next?" And with that, the journey continues. You stand there, fingers gently curled around the golden leaf, its warmth pulsing softly against your skin. The cavern hums with quiet energy, the golden waterfalls casting shimmering light across the ancient stone walls. Jungkook watches you closely, his expression unreadable, curious, fascinated, maybe even in awe. "It feels alive, doesn't it?" he murmurs. You nod. "The leaf isn't just warm, it feels as if it holds something deeper, something unseen yet powerful. A gift, perhaps, from the tree itself." Jungkook takes a slow step forward, his gaze lifting toward the branches above. Tiny lights drift between the leaves, almost like stars caught in their embrace. His fingers trail over the tree's bark, and the moment he touches it, the entire cavern shivers. A soft glow ripples outward. The golden pool surrounding the tree begins to stir, tiny waves forming, reflecting the light like liquid sun. The melody in the air shifts, changing, deepening like an ancient voice awakening. Jungkook steps back, his eyes wide with quiet wonder. "Did you feel that?" he asks. Before you can answer, the glow intensifies, and suddenly, the golden leaf in your hand begins to dissolve, not into dust, not into air, but into light. Tiny golden fragments lift from your palm, floating weightlessly into the air, dancing like fireflies. A warmth spreads through your chest, deep and soothing, like the embrace of a long-forgotten memory. And then, a vision. For the briefest moment, your surroundings shift. The cavern fades, replaced by something else, a glimpse of the past. The same golden tree stands before you, but it is younger, its branches reaching toward the sky like they are stretching for the first time. The air is filled with laughter, soft voices, distant echoes of a time long gone. Figures move around the tree, shimmering silhouettes, their forms glowing faintly, guardians of this hidden sanctuary. Their presence is peaceful, eternal, watching over this place, waiting for someone to return. And then, just as quickly as it came, the vision fades. You gasp softly, the cavern returning to focus, the warmth of the golden light still lingering against your skin. Jungkook is watching you, his eyes searching yours. "You saw something, didn't you?" he whispers. You nod slowly, unable to find the right words. The feeling still lingers in your chest, an understanding without explanation. This tree, this place, the energy humming in the air, it was waiting. Not just for anyone, but for you. Jungkook smiles slightly, a quiet, knowing expression. Then maybe this journey isn't just about finding something magical. He tilts his head slightly, studying you. Maybe it's about remembering something too. His words settle deep within you, like a forgotten truth stirring awake. The golden tree sways slightly, its branches whispering in the unseen breeze. The journey isn't over yet. You glance back at Jungkook, and without speaking, he understands. With one last look at the glowing sanctuary, you and Jungkook turn toward the next path, ready to uncover what awaits beyond the golden light. The last glimmers of golden light swirl around you, fading softly as you step away from the enchanted tree. Jungkook walks beside you, quiet, thoughtful. The vision you saw lingers in your mind, a past long forgotten, voices lost to time, a sanctuary that seemed to be waiting just for you. But now, the path ahead calls. The cavern's glow begins to dim behind you, and a new tunnel stretches forward, its walls smooth, polished, reflecting faint glimmers of light like scattered moonbeams. A gentle mist curls at your feet, cool and soothing, as if the very air is guiding you forward. Jungkook glances over at you, his voice hushed. "It's strange, isn't it?" he murmurs. "I feel like we're walking between dreams." You nod. This place doesn't feel entirely real, yet it doesn't feel like a dream either. It feels like something in between a world stitched together by forgotten magic and quiet whispers. As you walk deeper, the tunnel begins to shift. Tiny silver lights flicker across the walls, swirling like constellations coming to life. The mist thickens slightly, curling around your skin, but instead of cold, it feels weightless, like floating through a sea of clouds. Then, ahead, a soft glow, not gold this time, but something softer, gentler, a pale blue, like moonlight spilling through an open window. The tunnel opens up, revealing a vast clearing bathed in the quiet glow of a silver lake. The water is impossibly still, reflecting the sky above like a perfect mirror. The air here is thick with tranquility, the kind that settles deep into your soul, urging you to let go, to rest, to simply exist. Jungkook exhales softly beside you, his gaze sweeping across the lake's surface. "It feels different here," he says, almost as if speaking too loudly might shatter the delicate balance of this place. You take a step closer to the water's edge, and as you do, a ripple, just a single ripple, expanding outward in perfect, slow-moving circles. Then another, and another. Something is stirring beneath the surface. Jungkook takes a cautious step beside you, his fingers brushing lightly against your arm. The water shimmers, pulsing faintly, as if recognizing your presence. And then, just as you begin to wonder what lies beneath, the surface breaks. From the stillness of the silver lake, something begins to rise. Not something frightening, not something dangerous, but something ethereal. A soft glow emerges, lifting gently from the water, its form shifting like liquid stardust. It floats, suspended in the air, a figure made of light and memory. Jungkook breathes in sharply beside you, his voice barely above a whisper. "What is that?" You don't know. But as the glowing figure hovers before you, its light seems to recognize you. And then, a voice not spoken, but felt, a voice from the past, from the very heart of this hidden world. "You have come far, but your journey is not over." The silver lake ripples again, its reflections shifting, revealing something beyond, a path not yet seen. Jungkook glances at you, his expression a mix of wonder and quiet determination. "I think we're meant to follow it." And so, without hesitation, you step forward together, ready to uncover what awaits beyond the silver lake. The silver lake shimmers beneath the floating figure of light, its soft glow pulsing like a quiet heartbeat. Jungkook stands beside you, unmoving, his breath steady yet filled with anticipation. The voice lingers in the air, not spoken but felt. a whisper woven into the very essence of this place. You have come far, but your journey is not over. As if in response, the lake's surface shifts once more. The stillness breaks, and a path begins to emerge. It rises from the water, a bridge of glass-like stone, each step reflecting the constellations above. The pathway stretches forward, leading into the mist, disappearing into the unknown. Jungkook exhales softly. "It's beautiful," he murmurs, his fingers brushing against yours, seeking comfort in the surreal nature of it all. You glance at him, then back at the glowing figure, who hovers just above the water, watching. There is no fear here, no hesitation, only a feeling of purpose, as if this path has been waiting for you all along. You take the first step. The glass-like surface is cool beneath your feet, yet solid, unyielding. Jungkook follows closely, his presence a steady warmth beside you. With each step forward, the mist surrounding the path begins to part, revealing glimpses of something beyond the lake. And then the reflections change. No longer do they mirror the sky above. Now they reveal something else. A vision yourself, but not just as you are now. Moments from your past, shifting like fragments of a dream. Fleeting smiles, whispered laughter, quiet solitude, all the pieces of your journey that led you here. Jungkook notices, his gaze flickering toward the images rippling beneath your feet. "It's showing us memories," he wonders aloud. You both pause, watching as the reflections dance like echoes of another time. Then, slowly, the images begin to change. No longer the past, but something else. For a brief moment, you see something unfamiliar yet deeply, inexplicably comforting. A place of peace, a place where the journey leads, where all the questions you hold now will one day find their answers. Jungkook watches in silence, his expression unreadable, soft, thoughtful. Then, after a moment, he turns to you with a small, knowing smile. "I think this place is reminding us that the journey isn't just about where we're going, but about everything we've already found along the way." The words settle deep within you, like a truth you've always known, but never spoken aloud. The glowing figure lingers behind you, watching as you take another step forward. The path ahead is still uncertain, still shrouded in mist. But one thing is clear, you are meant to walk it. With Jungkook by your side, you step forward into the unknown, the silver lake fading behind you as the journey continues. The silver lake fades behind you, its quiet whispers now only a memory. The glass-like path beneath your feet begins to dissolve, piece by piece, until your next step lands on soft earth once more. The air is different here, still and expectant, as if the very forest is holding its breath. Jungkook walks beside you, his gaze flickering around the misty expanse ahead. The trees here are taller, their branches stretching endlessly toward the sky, their leaves shimmering with an iridescent glow. The path beneath you feels ancient, worn by footsteps that have walked this way long before you. Then, a shift in the air. A faint hum vibrates through the ground, through the trees, through you. It's subtle at first, like the distant echo of a song, but then it deepens, resonating from somewhere just ahead. Jungkook stops, tilting his head slightly, listening. "Do you hear that?" he asks softly. "You do." The hum grows stronger, weaving through the air like a melody without words. It feels like a calling, something waiting just beyond the veil of mist. Without hesitation, you step forward. The moment your foot touches the ground, the mist parts, and there, standing in the center of the clearing, is an archway made of intertwining golden branches. It shimmers as if alive, its form shifting ever so slightly, its energy pulsing in rhythm with the hum in the air. This is it. Jungkook inhales sharply, his fingers brushing against yours. This feels like he trails off, searching for the right words. A final threshold, a doorway between this world and whatever awaits beyond. The last step of the journey. You both step closer, and as you do, the archway responds. A soft glow radiates from its core, warm and inviting, wrapping around you like a gentle embrace. Then, a voice not from the archway, not from the trees, but from within you. To cross, you must leave something behind. The words settle in your mind, quiet yet absolute. Jungkook furrows his brows slightly, glancing at you. "Leave something behind," he repeats. You think for a moment. This journey has given you so much wonder, discovery, an unspoken bond with the world around you. But what does it ask in return? Jungkook watches you carefully. Then, without hesitation, he closes his eyes. "If this place is asking for something, I think we already know what it is," he murmurs. You realize he's right. This journey was never about taking. It was about understanding, about releasing, about letting go. You inhale deeply, pressing a palm to your chest, where the warmth of the golden leaf once rested. And slowly, softly, you surrender your fears, your doubts, the weight of things unspoken. The air around you shifts. The archway glows brighter, its golden light swirling like 1,000 falling stars. The hum deepens into a resonant chord, a song of completion, of acceptance. Jungkook opens his eyes, turning to you with a small, knowing smile. "I think we're ready." Hand in hand, you step through the golden archway, leaving behind the echoes of the past and stepping into the unknown future ahead. As you and Jungkook step through the golden archway, a gentle warmth envelops you, like the first light of morning kissing your skin. The air is filled with a soft, melodious hum, resonating with the promise of new beginnings. The path beneath your feet is now a mosaic of luminescent stones, each one pulsing faintly as if alive. Jungkook's eyes widen in awe, his gaze sweeping across the landscape, unfolding before you. "It's like we've stepped into a dream," he whispers, his voice tinged with wonder. Before you lies a vast expanse, bathed in the gentle glow of an eternal sunrise. The sky is painted in hues of amber and rose, with wisps of golden clouds drifting lazily. Trees with leaves of shimmering silver sway in a tender breeze, their branches adorned with blossoms that seem to emit a soft, ethereal light. You take a step forward, the ground beneath you feeling both solid and ephemeral, as if you're walking on the very essence of light. Jungkook follows closely, his presence a comforting anchor in this surreal realm. As you venture deeper, The melodious hum grows clearer, resolving into a harmonious symphony of whispers and chimes. It's as if the very fabric of this world is woven from music, each note a thread connecting everything in perfect harmony. Suddenly, a figure emerges from the shimmering foliage, a graceful being with translucent wings that catch the light like prisms, scattering rainbows with every flutter. Their eyes, deep and knowing, meet yours with a gentle smile. Welcome, travelers. The being's voice is a harmonious blend of tones, both soothing and invigorating. You have journeyed far and shown great courage and heart. Jungkook bows his head slightly, a gesture of respect mirrored by you. Thank you, he says softly. This place, it's beyond anything we could have imagined. The being's smile widens. This is the realm of eternal dawn, a sanctuary for souls seeking renewal and enlightenment. Few are granted passage, but your journey through the trials has proven your worth. You feel a warmth blossom in your chest, a sense of accomplishment and peace washing over you. Jungkook's hand finds yours, his fingers intertwining with a gentle squeeze. What lies ahead? You ask, your voice barely above a whisper, not wanting to disturb the serene harmony around you. And then Jungkook suddenly kissed you and said good night.